That reminds me of the invention that we'll talk about later.
Why don't we talk about it right now? Why wait, dude? When you have a good idea, like, birth it out immediately, you know?
Just vomit it out.
Yeah, that's good advice, Adam. Why don't you do that?
What do you mean?
Ooh.
Oh,
It's starting hot today.
Oh,
What are you saying? I don't understand.
well, you
I
keep your
didn't
good
even hear what
ideas
it
to
said.
yourself.
You want me
He's
to keep my
saying-
good? Maybe okay, I will.
He's saying
No,
kick
I'm saying
rocks.
you do keep your good ideas to yourself. I've been waiting to hear one of your good ideas for
Oh, I
about
see.
15 years.
I told you a good idea the other night.
What was it?
Tell us about it.
Is it appropriate?
I don't know if is it a smart business move though to talk about it on the podcast?
First, just write it down and put it in an envelope and sign the envelope, and then it's yours. Mail it to yourself.
Okay, I've already done that. So,
Okay.
um,
You already texted us. You know, it's on record.
it's a
This
good,
is your
yeah. That's
idea.
why I did it too. 'Cause I'm
Once
a
again,
smart
Adam has
businessman.
an original idea.
It's not. Well, where this movie is about like inventions and stuff like that. This is more than an invention. It's more like a comprehensive business plan. But so I
Go on.
thinking, you got to think about what doesn't exist, what people would want if it did exist. That's where I start
Yes.
in my process as an inventor. So I was thinking that something that maybe doesn't exist, that there's a market for, definitely a market, is a Dilbert shaped dildo.
A what shaped?
Dilbert, like the full body of the character.
Oh
Dilbert,
yeah, that's a good.
and a
That's a
silicone
great idea.
dildo. Call it the Dilbo.
Just 3D print one.
Just
The
call it
Dilbo.
the Dilbo, and there's $1 million immediately. Here you go.
I just
You think they
imagined
have-
Adam sculpting mashed potatoes into the shape of dildo while his wife is crying, and him shoving it up his asshole
Be
in
like,
front of the
it's
whole
working.
family.
No. Hey, come on, though. Can you be respectful of
That's
that
his-
idea, please?
that's
Also,
his-
by the way, you ungrateful piece of shit. I fucking gave you this great business idea, and this is all you say.
Well, the thing I don't like about your idea is that it's not your idea. It's just the character Dilbert. And you stick him up your ass. It's like
It's not-
it's like saying like I came up with this great idea. I take a sculpture of Mickey Mouse and I stick him up my ass.
It's not my ass, first of all. It's
Well,
it's anybody's ass or vagina or any other hole you can get it in. I encourage you to explore. That's the thing. That's the beauty of the Dilbo, is you can explore. There are no rules.
I think it's grosser to suck on it, Adam. But
Suck
if that's
on
what you're in, if that's what you want to do, that's okay.
Dilbert's head. That's not
Yeah,
what I
which
want
end
to do. I'm a businessman. This is for
What is
I'm
Dilbert even
creating a
shaped
product
like?
for a market. The
It's like
Dilbert
weird
shaped
hair.
It's like a very long, kind of beaker-ish
Bart
from
Simpson?
Sesame Street. He's got like a little hair at the top, which could feel good inside of you.
I got a better idea.
Then his little arms holding a cup of coffee that could hit you in a good spot.
Okay.
Marge Simpson shaped dildo. Her hair.
I got one of those.
That beehive hairdo. I think that would be.
Ryan already has this. This exists already.
It's a homemade.
Oh,
Well,
you
I
were kind
got-
of like a prototype.
Simpsons. I got South.
Lisa
I got three South Parks. I got all the Simpsons.
Lisa Simpson, I imagine,
Damn,
would be
you're-
very painful.
You're prolific, Ryan.
The first time. I recommend with Lisa you start feet first, and then we'll work your way to the hair over time.
Sandals first, but then you get
Ryan,
that red
sandals
dress. That
And
Ryan,
white.
I've got. She's holding a saxophone too.
Oh, this is getting wider by the second. Ryan, you have to patent these. This is what I'm saying. You guys aren't smart businessmen like me.
Well, you're not patenting anything. You don't own this
I haven't
character.
made the prototype yet. This is very
You
early.
don't own anything. Scott Adams.
I'm the one that texted
go-
it, and I have the record of the text. Has Scott Adams texted this idea?
It's
Dilbo?
his
No,
cartoon.
probably not. Okay, so if look, Scott Adams, I believe he would be cool with it, honestly. Maybe we can kick him a little bit of something for it.
Well, I got a
Maybe
better.
we could give him one for
Let
free.
me pitch my invention, okay? Because my invention is something You know, it's hard to come up with an invention. I thought because we did a movie about inventions, let's all pitch inventions. But the best invention I came up with was a talking toilet. But
Those exist too, right?
it's Ryan County's voice.
And he's like,
Okay.
"Oh yeah, right here." Oh, that's what he says while you're taking a shit.
That's not the
I
Adam
go-
Bowers toilet.
Leave the dribble on the side, please.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
see, it's
like,
funny.
I'm
He's
just
like a
spit-
wise ass.
"Oh, I see, I see."
I make
see.
I make my the noise when you use the bidet feature is just me spitting.
Ew.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be like
I
encouraging.
like this. Instead of the Toto, the Rai.
It'd be cool if like you helped children.
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. You can do this.
Yeah.
Squeeze
Watch
that.
Yeah.
Squeeze that little tush.
You could have
Pinch
like
it off.
you could have like a person like telling you the right thing, like an AI thing that tells you the right things based on what you're going through at the time. If you're having trouble, it's an encouraging
Yeah.
thing. If you're not having any trouble, it's maybe it's more casual. You can tell you some facts, stuff like that. You could have a camera so the person could be like being able to tell how good of a bathroom experience you're having. You know
I
what I'm
like that.
saying? We're pitching here. This is a
And
business.
do I get
meeting. We're
paid?
just
Do
pitching
I get
ideas.
paid out?
So I have a good idea. Okay.
Do I get paid
Great.
out?
Okay,
per
William has a
voice?
good idea. I have a bad idea, I guess. Jeez. Is this what you do in business meetings, by the way?
Well, I'm just saying the reason why this works is because I bought the rights to Ryan County 3 weeks ago. So I'm allowed to pitch this.
You're smart, man. You sold
He owns
the
me.
rights to your whole self.
I don't know. I was drunk.
Your
I
essence.
just signed something.
You made a deal with the devil, my friend.
Pretty much with the Dilbo.
You made a deal with the Dilbo. I mean,
The
this does.
Dilbo.
Scott Adams, if you're listening to this podcast and you want in on this, hit me up. Well, also, by the way, it could be like a Dilbert like esque looking character. It doesn't have to. If he doesn't want to do it, maybe we could make it like somebody character that kind of looks like Dilbert enough where you get the idea.
Call him Dilbort.
Yeah, it still works for the Dilbo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be really disturbing to see at a store. It's like a weird knockoff of Dilbert. Like if you're like on vacation in a foreign country, you're in like France, and then you see this like you go into a sex shop and you're laughing because it's like, oh, the sex shops, they sell toys, like everywhere because it's France. It's like, not a big deal. And then you just see like weird cartoon characters that are just a little off.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But you would be interested in purchasing.
It's gonna
one of
be.
those,
I mean,
bet.
Mickey Mouse is about to be legal, right?
Oh hell
Like
yeah, dude! Let's stick him up our asses.
It's-
I mean, sell.
I
I
knew
mean,
it.
sell a product.
I knew it. I knew it.
I mean, be
All right.
businessmen.
Be businessman.
All right,
Should we get into-
don't steal these ideas, please, if you're listening.
You can take them. I got one. Mine's pretty simple. I don't know how it could get done, how it could get built, but basically, like, imagine like 4 walls and a ceiling, and it's like maybe 400 to 600 like square feet, and you can live in it, and it just doesn't cost any money, and you can live in it.
Talking about a jail cell?
What about if there was like a room where you can go
I
to the
guess.
bathroom and the bathroom?
Yeah, there'll be various different things. Yeah. And there'll be a tiny little closet for all your dilbos.
Thank you, Ryan.
A little tool shed out back for your drill does.
We can all be millionaires. Okay, we don't need to leave anybody out of each other's ideas.
No, my invention is bionic legs.
Whoa,
Damn, that's a good invention.
what does that mean?
Fuck, that's
The
a fucking
bionic legs.
amazing
Oh,
invention.
the freaking nerds will figure it out. The scientists.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you can run fast, jump high, kick things.
Me and Ryan, we're more idea men.
That you can even make them with toes or without toes for the people that want to wear their toe shoes.
I'm a businessman,
you, Ryan.
for me, it's all about like, how can I, use my fellow employees to enrich myself? How
That's
can
cold.
how can I do like shifty contracts or
You have that
weird
shrewd mindset.
have ruses and tricks?
Always on that grind.
I had this great idea for a podcast where I was like, okay, I'm gonna take like a $1 million loan, and then I'm gonna hire like this guy who's like, nice guy, but maybe a little out there, a little weird. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna make sure this podcast is very unsuccessful because this guy, this co-host of mine, he won't be good at podcasting. And
Uh-huh.
then the whole podcast would tank and would fail. And
What'd
then
you talk about?
and then I would it movies maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't
then,
know. This doesn't sound like a good idea to me.
and then I would never have to pay the loan back. I've just been living I've been living the high life.
Oh, that one of those SVB loans, you're saying.
This is your high life?
I'm trying to help you out.
Would you say this is your high life?
William's just being rude. I don't appreciate it.
Look, I just made a little connection, all right? Because today's movie is the Hudsucker Proxy.
I don't understand why you have $1 million for it though. That's not what happened.
Well, I put the $1 million in SVB, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, what's the name of the movie?
The Hudsucker Proxy. 1994, written by the Coen brothers and Sam Raimi, directed by, it says Joel Coen, but now everybody says the Coen brothers directed it. But another interesting thing is Sam Raimi was the second unit director. And Sam Raimi directed all the best scenes. So you got to give it to Sam Raimi on this movie
What
because
scenes?
the hula hoop scene, like
You mean where the kid is hula hooping?
yeah, the whole thing, the whole montage. He directed
Oh,
the whole
the
thing.
factory and stuff. That part's good. Yeah.
So
People just freaking out. Yeah, I did not know that's where that was gonna be going.
yeah. So this movie was made by the Coen brothers. I guess they were doing pretty well. I guess they had made Miller's Crossing, Barton Fink, so they had won like they did well at Cannes, and then now it's like, all right, let's make a studio movie. And then they made the studio movie and it just fucking bombed hard. It made like no money. And critics did not think it was good. But
really?
I always
it's
liked
very
this
cult
movie.
following.
I think I
could see.
I bet you I know why.
Why?
Too loud. Too fat, too fast, too loud for too long. It wears you out. This movie is
Huh?
I was worn
pretty
out by this
stressful.
movie pretty quickly just because of
Like how?
the intensity. Everyone is at a 10 constantly, except for Paul Newman. Everybody else and Steve Buscemi, pretty much everybody else is at a 10. And their performance and the directing is at a
Yeah.
10. I think it wore people out. Kind of the Babylon effect. Babylon is also a movie that's exhausting. And it's very well
hold
done.
on. You're just sitting
like-
there though.
Yeah,
You're
but
not running around. How are you exhausted?
you've never been exhausted watching a movie that's very like loud and like
Not when it's
Fast
like
and Tense
this.
for-
Not when it's awesome.
Fast and the Furious. It's too much. I have to take breaks.
Transformers
loud.
4.
Too
Yeah, well,
exciting.
But I
You might
think it's more of like a pacing thing because it's like those movies
Too
have
overstimulating for you?
well, it's like there's just a lot of the movie that does not let up. I'm gonna be honest. I
It's
watched
too
this movie at a
entertaining.
pretty low volume.
It's too entertaining for you. That's what you're saying.
When Jennifer Jason Leigh entered the picture, I was like, Jesus, this is a lot. And then when the dad from Frasier came in and he was like screaming, everybody's screaming their lines and stuff and talking really fast. It's like this screwball comedy style that they're doing.
Yeah, it's like His Girl Friday.
Yeah, but it's done in this way that is like I watched it with Wit and she tapped out.
Well, I mean, I guess it's not for exhausted parents, who are just like, oh my God, I just want to put something on. And it's like, get in here, Smitty. And then Like
Yeah,
the music's
exactly,
blaring. It's like,
exactly.
Yeah, she was a lot.
That one scene where like he's walking through the mailroom after getting the job first, and the guy's like,
So
"Don't
stressful.
be late" and stuff like that. Like Jesus Christ, it's like having.
I
a
like this
baby.
movie
It's like what
because
having a baby is like.
It's the
To
big. It's
me,
the
it's-
big city, buddy.
it's musical. It feels like I love the rhythm of this movie, and I love how intense it gets. Like I love intense movies. So they don't make a lot of them because it's too damn hard. And yeah, like if it doesn't work, the pacing can really throw you off. But for me, this movie, I've always
In-
liked this movie. And I love like Coen Brothers, Sam Raimi, like super intense
Well,
I mean,
I appreciate it.
intense,
directing style.
intense,
So
intense movies can be good, but I would prefer like to watch RV, Robin Williams,
Yeah,
more of a
something-
RV or cabin, but a tent movie is pretty good.
I believe that
Oh,
was
I
directed
see.
by Barry Sonnenfeld, who was the DP on Raising Arizona and Miller's Crossing. So there's a little Coen Brothers connection to RV, Ryan.
Wow,
No,
that's why people listen to the podcast. Why they tune in for the
six
insights
degrees
like
of
this.
separation from what is it with the Nicolas Cage is always 6 steps out.
It's Kevin
Hell yeah.
Bacon, motherfucker.
So
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Sorry to call you motherfucker. That wasn't.
No, fuck you, you father fucker.
Oh, okay. What?
let's do 6 degrees of separation. Nicolas Cage to Kevin
Bro.
Bacon.
Do it.
Okay, so
Let's do it.
Nicolas
Well, he's got it.
Cage.
It's like speed chess. You got to do it.
Well, here's the
fast,
thing,
boy.
You
like
gotta do it.
Kevin
fast.
Bacon's in JFK, and that's just like so many actors.
Oh,
So well, there you can go. Nicolas Cage was in what's that fucking 80s movies? Peggy Sue Got
he's
Married,
choking.
directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Francis Ford
Choking.
Coppola directed Rumblefish.
you-
Matt
I think you
Dillon's
can
in
only-
Rumblefish. And
I think you
then
can only do actors for this.
Wild Things is Matt Dillon and Nicolas Cage. That's the first one that came to my
wow,
mind.
thanks.
Okay, that's fine. Anyway, another
What
thing
about
about this
me?
movie. Yeah, Ryan's an actor.
Ryan to Nicolas Cage
To Kevin
Mhm.
Bacon.
or Ryan to Kevin Bacon?
Nicolas Cage. I already know what it is.
We could figure it out. So you're in a movie called Home Free with Andrea Rosen. She's in Stella, the TV show and the web series.
Oh, that's
So
true.
now we have to basically get Wet Hot American Summer to Kevin Bacon. Niles from Frasier is in Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got that to Hudsucker Proxy. So we got Ryan to Hudsucker Proxy, which is
Niles is in
Damn, hell
Hudsucker
yeah.
Proxy.
no, his
I'm
dad
I
is.
am in the movie.
Oh yeah, Frasier guy.
So, I don't know. This is tricky.
Who was the boss that jumped out the?
That's Charles
At the
Durning.
beginning.
He was in a movie I just saw last week at New Beverly called The Choir Boys. That's one of my favorite corrupt cop movies. A lot of people don't like that movie, but I enjoy it. The cops are at the end of the movie. This is what happens. Okay, so one of their friends is found in a BDSM hooker's apartment. Okay, one of the cops recognizes him and he doesn't want to arrest him, so he tells James Woods like, "Come on, let's go." James Woods is also in that movie. Then that guy is crying. Is like, "Can we just talk tonight? I just need someone to talk to." And then the guy's like, "I don't want to talk to you. I'm uncomfortable. I don't know." And then he goes home and kills himself. Then these cops are all drinking in their morning. And one of the cops has a Vietnam flashback and freaks out and kills a gay guy in the park. Then all the cops get
Wait, is this
together.
the movie that
Come
we
to-
were supposed to watch?
No, but then all the cops come together and then they cover up the murder. So Charles
Oh, hell
Durning
yeah.
is in that movie. He has a big role. He's in Dog of the Afternoon. But yeah, Charles Durning is a wearing Hudsucker. He commits suicide in the opening. He falls like 44 floors.
His
Well,
name,
he's-
his last name was Hudsucker, right?
I
Yeah,
really
Or is
like
that just the name of the business?
No, that's his name and that's the business name. He has 87% of the stock, which is pretty awesome.
I really like the scene where he falls because I
Yeah.
feel like it's nice to see a scene where somebody's falling off a building where it's like shows you kind of like the experience of falling off a building.
I mean,
it
that
stays with the
that's at
person.
all what the experience is. He was like waving, telling people
Well,
to get out of the way.
he's being weird about it, but you're like with him the whole time, and like he goes by a open window, and it like whooshes the paper off
Yeah.
and stuff. It's cool. Like normally, this is also like
It's
during a period of
1994.
movies where there's a lot of people falling off of buildings. That's how movies usually end. I feel like if somebody falls off a building, but
I think that
and
happens every
usually-
day in New York.
usually this when a movie scene shows a character falling off a building, they just like it's like them looking up at the camera, and then they get like smaller and smaller and smaller,
Mm,
like
yeah.
Ant-Man.
Die Hard. You know, he just falls.
Batman, Joker. But so this one, he doesn't get smaller and smaller.
Well, this is
He
also
falls
like
forever.
this is 94. This same year as Homeward Bound, Adam. You know, this is the era, the early
Good year.
90s is the era of the beautiful movie spectacle, the height of practical effects, miniature backgrounds, and trick photography. And before everything became CGI, you know, the visual effects in this movie look good. Like, and they're obviously like, oh, that's a miniature,
Or green screens.
you know.
But yeah, it looks good. It's kind of all these miniatures, by the way, of cities and stuff. It all just looks like Batman to me.
What were the miniatures?
Or
Oh,
like
cutaways, yeah.
or The Mask or something.
Some of the
It's like
buildings
Art
in
Deco.
this movie are in Batman Forever during that one weird city montage. Like,
Dang.
yeah, like they did these effects so often, they were reusing buildings. So yes, but Batman did kick off the Art Deco boom.
But yeah, they were trying to find.
Well, yeah, that
They were trying to have these
The
sweeping
Shadow,
city shots,
Dick Tracy.
putting those in
His,
every movie to give them that spectacle.
People
That
love
guy's-
cities back then.
that
That was
guy's
like
office
visual
when you
effects.
first see him,
Very big city.
and he's got the
Yes.
clock.
Ooh, this is a gothic city. Oh yeah, Paul Newman's office
Spooky.
with the big clock. Oh,
Yeah,
that
and the
set is
shadow,
awesome.
it looks like a freaking spear going straight at him. It was sick.
It's a beautiful set. So stunning.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, so the big premise of this movie is these guys are like, the owner of the company kills himself, so then they're like, they realize the stock will go on sale January 1st. All of the president shares, 87%. So they want to lower the stock of the company and buy it up on January 1st cheaply. So they hire an idiot to be the head of the company, and they get Tim Robbins. And this is the same year as Shawshank Redemption. So he was in 2 big studio movies in 94. And, you know, this is definitely the year of Tim Robbins.
He made it,
This-
baby.
Comedian,
He's in Hollywood.
2
Which one
bombs.
came out first.
He was in 2 bombs.
Shawshank was a bomb.
Huge bomb. Not huge, but mediocre. Not a big.
Okay.
Yeah, but
But it
that
was a
sounds
big.
Sounds better if you say huge. So
It's a fucking massive bomb. I mean, it exploded
salacious.
across. But it was a big hit on TV, obviously.
Oh.
So
What about what about this one?
a lot of movies found their audience on TV in the 90s, I think. Like Dumb and Dumber would
That
like
was a
play on
huge hit in the
TBS a
theater.
lot. Oh.
made over $100 million.
Well,
That was that
but
year
you get
was
what I'm
like
saying. You get the general idea about the thing that I pulled out of my ass.
What about Hudsucker Proxy?
Was this on TV a lot?
That's how I saw it.
I've never even heard of it.
Shit. Yeah. This movie is it's for Coen brother fans. This is for the hardcore Coen brother fan.
Yeah, and he's just going around with a freaking circle and a piece of paper, just showing everybody.
Funny joke.
A lot of
That was pretty
charisma.
funny. Like, yeah.
Thing I
Lot of
like
what?
about it, it's just like every shot is just so beautiful. They just make everything look so good. And even if it's like a lady screaming or a person freaking out, or
Like zooms in on him and
Yeah.
stuff.
you know, it's like a guy falling out a window and the camera's like,
And he's just
flying
holding
a
on to
million
them by
miles
his
an hour.
pants.
oh yeah, Paul Newman falls out the window with his pants. There's like these funny like Family Guy cutaway gags where he's like,
I got you
The
by the
stitch-
pants.
The stitching on his pants is coming undone, and he's like, pants. And then remembers this like nice Italian man was like sewing his pants and was like, I'm gonna give you a double stitch. He's like, no double stitch. I don't need strong pants. Trying to save money.
Yeah, that's such a weird thing.
That's funny.
He's a greedy businessman.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But he didn't die.
No,
You're right. Because the
'cause he
Italian
got
man
the
was so
double
nice.
stitch
The Italian man was so nice. He did the double stitch anyway.
for free.
What do you think that means?
It's beautiful. It means he saved a life.
Is this movie
double stitch saved
pro-capitalism or anti-capitalism? Is this a satire or is it
Well,
real?
it's funny you bring that up because the Coen brothers said, like somebody said, it's like about, the workers of, or it's like about the workers versus the owners, this and that. He said, that's interesting, but it just wasn't anything we cared about. Like they just don't care
It was
about,
just a goofy movie.
yeah, they don't care about anything about
They're
a
just thinking
message.
about like funny work environment, like old school, like business environment that's really intense and stuff. Because that would be like funny for a movie.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
They're
Well, there's a lot of
complete nihilists.
seriousness. There's a lot of like seriousness in that stuff. That I mean, like they still want to like have something to like lampoon. You know,
But it's more like
I mean, it's
based on other
definitely
movies, and
material.
it's
point out the
actually based
stupidity.
because it's not relevant anymore, right?
Right. Right.
Although, I mean, movie executives are super greedy.
Yeah,
But-
I think they were
the stock
hidden
is probably still the
message.
same.
But you don't really see anything about the company. You don't really see people like getting hurt at work. Like you just see a lot of people, a lot of weird character actors, like old men working in the mailroom, or
Those
weird
two
guy,
ladies.
a weird guy in the elevator.
Oh, buddy.
That's Prez
Hey,
from
buddy.
The Wire.
Presbo, yes. Jim True Frost or Frost.
Jim True Frost. Yeah. Yeah, that's such a weird name. But it's like two weird, it's like a hyphen last name that are both not names. They're like word names. And he's got a
Like-
hyphen of them. It's a fucking mess.
What about
But-
Jim True False?
Oh,
That would be a
dude.
cool name. He
Would be
could, maybe if
cool.
he had a name like that, he could have been an action star, something cool.
Anyway, he's good in the movie, but yeah, that's one of those things where it's like every line is like,
Funny and creative.
well, I actually think that if the script had more jokes, then maybe it would.
Almost every line is a joke.
Is it a joke or is it just yelled at
it's-
you?
No, it's
You know, in a
satire.
over the top character way.
Like the scene where the elevator guy ends up becoming the rich guy and the cool guy, and he's in a tuxedo, but he's still wearing his bellhop hat.
Yeah, that's
Like that
with
shit's
Anna
funny
Nicole
as hell.
Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Rip.
jokes in this
Cool
movie.
cameo by Anna Nicole Smith. I don't know. I felt
Almost
like
every
I was-
the situations are the jokes.
I mean,
Oh,
it's a
that's-
comedy.
that's what somebody says when they're like they fucked up and they didn't write enough jokes.
No, because they're characters, so the characters are the jokes. So like him being so completely incompetent and stupid.
I think like just having
No, it does-
everybody
no
be
matter
like
what he
that is
says.
like
You just need like one guy who's like,
I need one guy to do that only.
who's
Oh, that
just, like-
diner scene with those two old
You need
guys
an-
drinking coffee,
cabbies,
narrating
that-
it.
Yeah,
Or
Or
narrating
cabbies,
is kinda
yeah.
cool. Weren't they
That
like,
was sick.
like I have cancer, by the way, or something like that. Then they started like narrating the
They have farts. They have gas. They don't have cancer.
Hey, what?
talking about cancer. They didn't talk
Sometimes
about
it feels
cancer?
like that though. Like
Again, I
Chipotle.
had the volume pretty low because the movie was so loud. So
So how'd you know if there wasn't jokes there?
well,
watch
what,
it,
what I
did you?
picked
Look,
up, I was like,
Ryan, let's not pull everything
don't-
Adam
you
says
don't need to-
apart. We
yeah,
don't
you
need
don't
to
need
pick him
to-
apart. Like he
it's not-
doesn't.
also that doesn't make it true just because you said it. And I thought it
Adam's
was-
look. I think there's lots of jokes. Ryan, you think there's lots of jokes. Adam doesn't think there are jokes in the movie. It's
me freezing means nothing. Okay, just means I'm thinking about what you're saying and
I'm
like
not saying you're freezing or freezing up. I'm just saying like we all have our own opinions. Everybody has a different view
Thank
of the
you.
movie.
thank you.
It's
That's
still
what this
very
podcast is about.
lighting.
I'm just
Like,
saying,
you like those
you know,
cabbies.
I thought this was about men.
men agreeing. Men
Men
agreeing.
agreeing
on
on
film.
men. Yeah.
It's a cool title. Anyway, I don't want to if people want to listen to this podcast to enjoy it and stuff, it's because they like the movie and everything, they want to hear about it. Like, that's cool. We don't have to talk about my little opinion, but I think it's important. I think it needs to be heard.
Well, I'm not saying you can't share your opinion. I'm just saying like
No, it's okay. I don't care.
this whole thing of like, no, your opinion is incorrect. It's like, well, it's opinion. So share
Thank
your
you.
opinion.
That's mature. When
I'm getting the feeling Adam is not into the movie. He didn't get it.
you always say
Give
don't
your
get the
opinion,
movie.
please. Give your opinion. No problem.
I mean, I've already been saying it. I just said it's kind of exhausting. It becomes like annoying, I think, and it's like a failure of pacing, honestly, because the directing is all really good scene by scene, but when you watch it together, I could see this movie like starting out good, and if you see it in a screening, like when it first came out, or like at the premiere or something like that, like it playing really well and killing, and then after a while, just kind of like dying down because there's just like no breath to be taken, and so like the directing is all like those are really great directors, of course, but it's like a failure of volume and length of volume.
Okay.
But what about that amazing hula hoop montage?
That part's really good. Yeah,
That
there's a
part's
couple of
just
good scenes I
incredible.
really like. But also like another thing, like the script is funny, but it's like so punchy and stuff too.
Yeah, it's New York in the 50s, eh?
I know that it doesn't like really, I don't know, do it for me. I think Jennifer Jason Leigh is not
Who is
good.
she? She was the reporter.
The movie.
Yeah, and
Yeah, the
Archer.
reporter.
Wow, dude, you're gonna say that on International Women's
Sorry,
Month?
sorry, JJL. But it's just like
Do you think her
it's like
acting is bad, or do you think her
I
writing
think
is
the
bad?
direction of the performances is bad, and it doesn't have like a nuance and like understanding of like how much a person
It sounds
can
like
take.
But
It
you know,
sounds
it's
like
got a
but, okay,
child
hold on,
on
hold
his
on, hold
tire.
on.
no,
Hold on.
he hates strong, independent women.
That's definitely true. But it's a pastiche, It's not
Is
like
that what I'm saying?
it's not trying to be a real story about real people. Obviously, everything is heightened and everything is exaggerated. Everything is it's like, I mean, this is the era of the remix movie, This is like the Tarantino style of looking back at the past and watching a bunch of movies and then making a genre riff, and it's like totally, they don't have a message. They're not trying to like, they don't have a political ideology. It's just pure
The Adam Sandler effect. Just
entertainment.
fun.
That's,
It's
I mean, or
just
what it's
fun.
definitely
It's
what
true,
they
right?
think is entertaining, right? It's like they're into this, they don't care. Like Sam Raimi, and also it's like Sam Raimi and the Coen brothers, so yeah, it's definitely dialed up to 11.
Yeah.
But I don't think
Like
they're trying to make her a real person. I think she's supposed to
It's
be
like a cartoon. Yeah.
a cartoon, and
they need
also
to be
I
real
think
people.
she's the heart of the movie. I think she's the realest
Doesn't
character
work,
in the
though.
movie and has the most complex like arc, like her deceiving Tim Robbins, her working in the company, and then like first saying he's an idiot and then feeling bad for him because he's sweet,
And then and then he gets so cocky.
Yeah, like
That shit was so funny.
Tim Robbins
I mean,
doesn't really have any emotions. I was thinking like it's weird that Tim Robbins he's a weird lead character. Like you don't see this kind of goofy, stupid kind of man child very often. Although we've definitely done a few in the last few months, like Pee-wee and Cabin Boy. Like,
yeah. I
this is
mean,
the era of like
but
the
he said, but
fool.
he's just a normal. He's like the normal person because when he's like getting the job, the guy's like, "I'm guessing you got bad grades in school." He's like, "No, top of my class." And then he's like actually really smart, voted most likely to succeed.
Yeah,
and
and Muncie,
he freaking did.
he freaking did it from the beginning with
You
no
love a
with
success story, right?
But like think about this,
Beautiful.
like Elf, okay, or an Adam Sandler movie, like you could take this same plot, this same basic outline, and you could make your standard 90s kind of comedy with James Caan is the Paul Newman role, and it takes place in modern
It's the
times.
cast of
And
Elf.
it's just like, hey, we got
filling all the
like a
roles.
dumb, yeah, we got a dumb guy. We're trying to
Cool.
tank the company. Let's hire Adam Sandler. He'll run the company, right? Like,
Oh, like a
That
producer.
is that
Or
literally
Chris-
Billy Madison?
or like Chris Farley, like could have been in this movie. Like, there is a version of that.
What about David Spade?
David Spade, Norm Macdonald, like any of those guys could have been in a plot like this.
What about Roseanne
So you're
Barr?
saying
I'm just saying, like, this is a standard. It is interesting that it is a standard movie comedy, man-child comedy, but it has this absolutely over the top, insane visual style and
Yes.
relentless pacing. And it's
but
like,
you're saying that
I'm just saying it's interesting that the plot is that simple that you could rework this plot in so many different types of movies with so many different different vibes.
But I'm saying you're saying that the board hired Tim Robbins to tank the company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that whole plot.
Okay.
And then he ends up inventing.
Hit that part. I
Are you
didn't,
He ends
joking?
up. That's the whole
didn't
plot.
pick up on that because it was so loud. I turned it down. I was like,
Are you
the volume was
serious?
low, and I think I missed
No captions.
Oh,
a key part of the.
And then he invents the hula hoop and becomes
Fuck.
like a billionaire.
you thought
That's
they
another
hired
thing,
him
though. This is not how hula hoops were invented. Is another thing I gotta say. Though.
If you watch the credits, they have a thing saying like the hula hoop was actually created by Whammo. This is a fake fictional version of the creation of the hula hoop.
That
But
story.
but not only the whammo, like hula hoop existed for centuries before.
Hey, that's true. You got him.
Centuries. Like stones.
Yeah, like native
Why do you know so
people
much about the
somewhere
hula
had
hoop?
hula hoops. I guarantee it. They weren't plastic. Like Whammo made the plastic toy one that
Well, the Greeks
took the
invented
nation by
hula
storm.
hoops,
Exactly. Yeah.
but they would have spikes on the outer rim, so they wouldn't get raped by the gods. So everybody in
Yeah, well,
Greece walked around with a hula hoop, like a
Interesting.
chastity belt.
Interesting.
And they're just shaking.
Yeah.
It's cool knowing somebody with a degree in Greek history.
That seems really dangerous. But yeah, that's what they were doing. Zeus was just coming down as like animals and just raping people, knocking people up.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we started here on
We
the
used to
fair
like-
planet Earth.
We should do a movie about Jesus where he rapes someone and then their child is half God,
Whoa.
like Hercules, but with Jesus.
Why is it?
Maybe that's
First
how
of
we
all,
got-
if he raped somebody, he wouldn't be Jesus. He'd be Satan.
But then
know
that
what
makes
I'm
him like Zeus, That's like cool.
Mm.
Well, like okay, so Jesus is about to get nailed up, and he's like, "You're just gonna stand there and watch me
Ooh.
die."
What about this? It's
And
Adam
break-
Sandler, and he's Jesus, and he's just impregnating hundreds of women.
He already did
my
that, little
Lord.
Nicky.
He did
Oh,
that in real
fuck,
life.
yeah.
I heard.
Sequel.
No, but Jesus is up there. He's about to get himself hammered onto this cross. And he goes, You cowards, you want a show? I'll give you a show. And he breaks down off of the cross and just starts raping the guards in front of a whole crowd of people. And that's like where the movie starts.
Whoa.
Yep.
When you said starts, I was like, holy shit.
Did you get goosebumps?
Yeah.
We start
Use
with the
Jesus as,
crucifixion.
like-
The first shot is the hammer is getting nailed into his wrist,
Mhm.
or the nail is getting hammered into his wrist. not
And
the
then it'll
hammers.
say it'll
That'd be
cut to
even
the
more
title.
painful.
It'll cut to the title, "Rape Jesus the Rapist," and
Damn. I got goosebumps from that title too.
and then it'll cut to Jesus in some like dingy small town in a bar, with water, and you see him turning water into wine, and he's just getting wasted.
Oh, he's turning a girl's drink into a roofie.
A
Drink.
roofie.
Yeah.
Ooh, and it's Adam Sandler.
Now it's Bill Cosby. This is the first movie he
Dude.
comes back as.
You're giving
He's
me
all
goosebumps.
blind. He's all blind, gross
Mhm.
looking.
These goosebumps I got are similar to the goosebumps I felt when I first thought of the Dilbo.
Another one of your good ideas.
My
This sounds
million, like when you hit on a $1 million idea, it's an incredible feeling.
I could see Adam playing the boss in this sucker
Paul
movie.
Newman?
Hudsucker.
The Paul
No,
Newman role?
No, playing Tim
Oh, the guy who
Robbins.
jumps. Oh, oh,
Absolutely.
the guy
mean,
who
Trying
they
to pitch an
hired.
idea and it's just a circle.
I mean,
It's just a drawing of Dilbert up a guy's ass.
yeah.
A picture.
Paul Newman's like, what the
It's-
hell is this?
I mean, it's
You know, for
clearly
kids.
his. It's clear, you know, for kids.
No, it'd be for
Clearly
like
Adam's own
OnlyFans girls,
Ew.
women, the gay community.
Oh, a
You-
straight guy can't
anybody,
use your
right?
dilbo?
Yeah, what the
Damn.
hell?
No, this is that's clearly on the packaging. Actually,
No
It's a
straights
pack-
allowed.
yeah.
Damn, you'll get in big trouble for that.
Maybe.
That's just the Dilbert. That's staying true to the character of Dilbert.
Isn't
No
Dilbert getting
straight,
canceled?
no straight guys allowed.
Dilbert, the creator of
I say.
Dilbert said to get the hell away from black people if you're white. If you're white, just get the hell away.
And then he said,
Like
no straights
recently?
allowed.
Yeah, on his YouTube show.
Dude,
Which-
we talked about this on a couple weeks ago
Hey, Ryan needs to be refreshed, okay?
on the Dilbert saga.
On the yeah, now I can only picture the Dilbo up somebody's ass.
Well, you know, when I brought this up over text, so I have a record of it. It's for the legal purposes.
If I
Guys-
remember correctly, I think I came up with it, right?
Stop. Don't even try to do this. Don't make us go through like a whole court thing and stuff. Just I have
You're gonna fall.
the record.
I'm just saying. I hope you're not, standing near any open windows while I'm
I can
around.
just imagine Adam
Whoa. Excuse
over
me.
a sink washing his Dilbo, and there's all these like bits of shit.
I'm not
like,
using
underneath
this.
Dilbert's
I'm
glasses and
selling
like his
I'm becoming
ear
rich
and his,
off of the Dilbo. I'm not,
his
do you think the
collar, all
MyPillow
these
guy-
little,
You might use the My Pillow.
all
I
these
hope so,
little
actually.
details on Dilbert.
I guess you would
Should it-
hope that,
just
that
covered
the
in
creator
shit
of the
and blood?
product uses the product.
Yeah, I mean Tim Robbins is hula hooping, and the scene where he pitches
That's a
the
good
hula
point.
hoop.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
they're all-
he's actually hula hoop for so long.
Adam's just like,
I mean, I
this is
guess
my invention, and he's just shoving his dildo.
never using it.
in and
That's
out
kind
of
of
his
crazy now
ass.
that you
Yeah.
talk about it. It is kind of crazy.
And they're like, "Is it a game? How do you win?"
For kids.
yeah.
We put a little sand in it to make it have a pleasant sound.
But my
Dilbo's
idea
going
wasn't
back and forth.
hasn't existed for centuries already.
And Adam is just emotionless,
New, it's a new idea.
just standing there. No emotion in his face whatsoever.
Okay. Well, I'm in a business meeting. I'm not trying to, I'm demonstrating a product.
And then they have a montage of like
That's Adam on Shark Tank.
designing it and building it. There's like hundreds of workers stamping pictures and documents of it.
Like exploited illegal workers.
No, like in the movie.
Modern
They're just
slaves,
like old
basically.
men and they got like,
I'm saying
Uh,
making the Dilbo will be a grueling sweatshop. One of the worst sweatshops.
Oh, at the bottom of the line?
no way.
You don't, yeah, of course.
Not in the 50s. This is
I'm just
like
joking, of course.
hardworking Americans. And they're just like clocking in.
It would be a union made dildo for sure.
Yes,
The Dilbo.
absolutely.
100%. You take my word for it, okay?
Adam's just
Creator
at
of
the
the
top of the tower with a full ass orchestra and a guy chiseling his sculpture of him.
Yeah.
He's made
That's
it.
my empire. Of
That's 1,000% what I would do.
course.
Okay, so he has when Tim Robbins makes it rich, he has like a 4-person orchestra playing for him. He
Quartet?
has a quartet,
Yeah,
yes.
you idiot.
And
4-person
then he has-
orchestra.
Okay, wait, who's that
Oh my God,
guy?
there's a word for that, dude.
Who's
Yeah.
that guy just sitting there who's like a
Frickin-
gangster?
But that's
Oh,
William,
reading
William
the comics, the
Yeah,
funny pages.
that's like his bodyguard.
it's like his muscle.
Yeah. And he's just reading the funnies.
It's his entourage. It's like his,
Yeah, I feel like I
It's a
fucked
pretty
up.
cool entourage.
I feel like I did not understand the movie because I missed the whole scene where it was them saying that they were gonna
I was
tank the
watching
company and hire a stupid person, of course. Like,
Yeah.
I was watching that scene last night and I was just like, where they're like hatching the plan and coming up with the plan right after the guy killed himself. And I was like, yeah, I think they did a good job. Like, there's no way anyone wouldn't understand the premise of the movie. I mean, they just hammer the premise of the movie like over
That's the
and
whole-
over and
yeah.
over and over.
really-
There's like four
really did.
lines in a row that are, I'm just like, oh yeah, everybody got the premise of the movie.
Adam didn't.
You really thought that?
Yes, for real. I
That is the
literally
plot.
I watched
They
this
do
movie
say
like,
like 5 times at least in that.
It sucks because I'm not gonna,
monologue.
I'm not gonna watch this movie again probably because I didn't have a good time watching it the first time because I didn't understand what was going on. So I'm never gonna see this. It was my one shot at seeing and understanding this movie, and I feel like
well, at least you now know that you're a fool. And if you
Okay.
talk to another person who liked this movie, you can be like, yeah, I actually was like sleepy and I wasn't paying attention.
no, it was so loud. I think, oh shit, I think I turned it down before that because it was too loud. Maybe a little, maybe not all the way. I think I maybe kept turning it down more and more as the movie went on. But of
Were you watching it at night?
course,
Okay.
Did you fall asleep right at the beginning?
no, of course not.
You just
Were,
dream. He should,
were you kissing your
it's hard to
wife?
pay, Ryan. It's hard to pay attention to a movie when you got a Dilbert shaped dildo shoved up your ass and you're just
No, I'm not. I'm working on it.
you're testing. You have like
I'm
gloves
not
on.
testing. I'm not testing.
You have like
I take it seriously.
a metal mask.
Testing doesn't come till
Like
much
he's
later
welding?
in the process.
Yeah, like a welder's mask.
Oh yeah, I'm going to work for sure.
How many prototypes do you
In the
got?
garage.
You're
I
like
got, I got
you're like Iron Man in the cave building his first suit.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
But with the added pressure, I'm trying to put food on the table for my family. So it's Iron Man didn't have a family. He didn't even. It wasn't. Honestly, it's more than that.
Well, he had to survive. He had terrorists who had captured him.
That's kind of what being a parent is like. Honestly,
You're one little terrorist.
yeah. I have one little terrorist that's captured me, and the only way out is I can have $1 million idea like that Dilbo.
I like the idea of a kid holding 2 adults hostage with like a gun at all times, just like making them
Like-
be their parent.
Like change my diaper, bitch.
Change my fucking diaper. Cuddle with me.
Yeah.
Let's go
Okay,
play
so-
ball, Dad. Give me advice. Just holding a gun.
Yeah.
There's a movie for you. I think I got
Then
two
you-
good
and then
two movies
like-
out of the way.
Wait, hold on. And it's like an
These
Iron
are
Man.
good
Adam
ideas.
shoves a dildo up his ass and he's like, I am Iron Man. He just like starts
Dilbo
bust-
man.
just starts like busting down the door and like beating up the terrorists. They're like, what? This guy fucking
Guy with a dildo.
transformed himself.
Not a part of the business process, honestly. So you guys
Just
don't
like
understand
smashing everything.
business,
Like
having a
rockets are like shooting rockets.
business. You don't
flying in the
understand
air.
starting a small business, William. So
It's starting. It's like the beginning of the MCU.
it starts a whole cinematic universe. You're saying?
Yeah. This would be
Yeah.
awesome. This is a creative idea. I like it.
Well, you were saying that the Dilbo. You didn't.
Yeah,
You
I'll
thought the
buy in on this.
You're in for real.
87%.
You want 87% of the stocks
Mm-hmm.
for what? What do you give me? The creator.
Oh,
You're
I'm
not the
just-
creator. We're
I
gonna make a
get
deal with
80
Scott
yeah.
Adams and cut you out. You don't own anything.
I'm the.
You don't
person
have
who-
an
I'm the only
idea.
person who had the idea to make the dildo shaped like Dilbert. Nobody.
No, I'm
we
gonna
would not
say
be
I'm
here
gonna
right
say
now
you
if it
stole.
wasn't
I'm
for
gonna
me.
say you stole it from me.
But you don't own Dilbert. Don't you think that's
Don't make us go
an
through
issue?
court. Like a whole legal thing, Ryan.
Don't you think
I-
that's an issue?
I think Scott Adams could be convinced to be cool with it, or we can always fall back and do a Dilbert lookalike. Could still call it the Dilbo.
Dilbort.
Yeah,
I am Dilbort.
Anthony
Give him-
Edwards still
give
though.
him red glasses instead of black or whatever he wears. I think he wears red glasses actually, but yeah, black hair instead of the skin.
What
hair
about
that he has.
Costanza? Seinfeld, he kind of has a similar look.
He would be a good live action Dilbert.
And he
Wow.
talks.
Holy
we can
shit.
put all the inventions together. He talks.
They should make a live action.
Don't do it,
Dilbert
Jerry.
movie.
And you just like stick it up
The
your
dildo
ass.
says that.
Don't do it, Jerry. Ah.
I thought it was Jerry. I thought the dildo was Jerry Seinfeld.
No, it's George.
No, it's
Costanza.
George.
Let's see.
You missed that plot too.
I don't know because like the
Volume's
big
very
part of the
low for
idea
Adam.
is a big part of the idea is the name. That's why it's.
I
like
hate when a
hit
movie's
product.
loud and the characters are talking, and then you turn the sound off and you just have no idea what's going on, and then it's just like, man, that movie sucked. There's pacing issues. This
Did you not have
pacing's
captions?
off.
Oh, there were no caption. Were there captions on that?
Do not. You can put them on, right?
I didn't. Well,
I
Belly
made sure
didn't have
after Belly to
captions, so I
make to include movies with
Yeah, I
captions.
should have put
Yeah,
that
I
on.
watch all these movies with captions because I'm afraid Ryan will remember a line and I'll look like an idiot and not remember it. That's my fear.
There's some really good ones.
It's
Like
fast.
when he got his, it was pretty fast. When he got his, when he was in the tuxedo with what's her name and the bellhop, and he's just started getting worked up before he punched him in the face, and he was just getting worked up. I mean, I kind of chuckled out loud, but
There's
go
like
they're
ahead, go ahead.
they're telling me you stole from me, and that really pisses me off. Like he doesn't. He's like
Doesn't remember.
he believes it. Yeah. You're just a big idiot.
Yeah, that's funny.
There were two scenes. Like I watched this movie a couple weeks ago that I wanted to rewatch. Like I rewatched it a couple of weeks ago and I was like, oh damn, this movie holds up so well. And so I had seen it recently.
Yeah.
And so I was watching it last night with the subtitles on because when Frasier's dad showed up, I was like, I have no idea what he just said. Like I have to rewind this and like
Which one is Frasier's dad?
This is my thing.
He's the publisher of the newspaper. Yeah, shut
Okay,
up, Adam.
Listen.
So
Oh,
shut up.
yeah.
I'm talking. So then I watched his whole scene, and then there's a scene with him on a balcony with Jennifer Jason Leigh, where he's talking about like seeing like two animals in the forest, and they're going back and like you're a gazelle and this and that, and it goes on. And I was like, I literally don't remember watching this scene. Like I don't remember any of this dialogue from the last time I watched
Yeah,
it. Like,
the balcony scenes were pretty boring.
I did
So,
hear
like,
I did
is-
hear a line I liked in that scene.
it is worth rewatching because
For the record.
every time you watch it, you're like picking up new things. So
I'll
I
give it
love the
another
Coen
shot
brother
with
movies, you
subtitles
know.
this time.
like Coen Brothers movies, trust me, are worth watching. Like the first time
Of course.
People- Big Lebowski, I remember the first time when everybody watched it, they're like, yeah, it's pretty good, but it's no Fargo. Now that's everybody's favorite Coen Brothers movie because the dialogue and the complexity of the story and all the weird details, you know, are
Wasn't
what
Fargo kind of like that too?
Fargo is definitely like that. But Fargo like made
So they
such an
just make-
emotional impact the first
They just
time that
make,
people really
like,
liked it.
Cult classics then.
They don't really anymore. The last 10 years have been pretty rough. The last big one I would say is No Country for Old Men, and then A Serious Man I thought was good, but
Serious
then
Man's good, yeah. Those
but
are
after that-
those are made in a pair though.
after that it just gets kind of rough. I mean, they've done everything.
What's the
you
most
know.
recent one?
The most recent one was like Joel Cohen directed Macbeth with Denzel Washington. That was on Apple TV, and that's
God, they're still making. Why are they making Macbeth?
that's
still?
okay to watch it once, but it's not that they
Already
don't.
seen
It's like
that
you
shit.
want to hear the Coen Brothers dialogue, so it's like this kind of blows.
Yeah.
And then they made this like Western, which did spawn this one very popular meme, which is James Franco hung going like first time here.
Oh, that show. Yeah.
It's like a 6-part Western movie.
Short
and-
story thing, right?
And it's
Oh,
Yeah.
Inside Llewyn Davis, they did.
that was pretty big. That
That's
was
a big
good.
one. Yeah, that's probably their last big one, like really good one.
So they've you know, you never know with them how good the movie's going to be or how big it's going to be. But I'll definitely say this, they are worth usually some of the Lady Killers is rough and Intolerable Cruelty is pretty rough. Yeah, but like most of their good 90s, 80s movies you can just rewatch over and over again.
Yeah. Not Just
Barton
fun for the
Fink.
whole family.
Miller's
Sit down, you
Crossing.
can sit down with your child of any age and watch Barton Fink.
Fargo. Kids love Fargo.
Fargo is, oh, I used to watch that as a little kid growing up all the time.
You pretend you're putting your little brother in the wood chipper.
I did what we did with one of our little cousins.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we tossed him in there and he didn't get hurt. Popped right out the other side.
I just
Yeah.
imagine Adam is like financially ruined. He's like in the woods hiding out and like he's just shredding all his dilbos, trying to like
throwing them in the shredder.
and he's just like he has like no pants on, he's just wearing a parka. And like the cops are like, surrounding him. They're like, come on. Like, oh,
No,
like, come on.
Tries to run.
You can't get away. And he's just like, oh,
No,
just
that's
runs
not gonna
away
happen
in the
with Dilbo.
woods.
I'm
He's
gonna
trying
be
to make a living.
I'm gonna be like in a big bed with a bunch of money on it, laughing, rolling around.
Gonna be more like
It's like
what's the-
$17. You're just rolling very slightly back and forth, and there's like a slight
$17.
crinkle.
That's a
some change.
pretty affordable price, honestly, for a Dilbert shaped dildo.
No,
If I
I'm
sell
saying you
one, if
only
you're saying I
you,
sell, oh, you mean after
you-
cost and stuff, yeah,
you only have $17
in profit
at total.
after losing my family and
That's your fortune is 17 $1 bills.
It's your life savings. It's your whole. That's
No,
like the
no,
first
no.
time you have savings, and you're just
Like-
like, yeah, this business is working out, and you're like
Rattling change.
rolling back and forth on the bed.
no, it's not going to go down like that.
Just a couple
Sorry,
Chuck E.
guys.
Cheese, couple
you're
laser tag tokens.
You're dressed like a '50s salesman.
More than a
You have
couple,
like
right?
black socks on the radiator. You're in your boxers and like
Suspenders,
yeah, suspenders, and like you have like a wife beater on.
white and red striped boxers.
Mm-mm. Well, what do you guys?
Typewriter on
What
the
do you?
desk.
By the way, you guys are not even like a part of this. You're the real losers who aren't even businessmen like me.
Well, I own 87% of the company already, though.
Oh.
You just agreed.
That's why I got only 17% or $17
So I'm in
or
charge.
whatever.
Ryan's rich. He's up in the top
You
of the
swindled
building.
me. Come on.
And I
He's
got
a-
some freaking ideas.
He's on top of Dilbo Industries. It's a giant skyscraper, and he has his own
Shit,
office
it's-
with a giant instead of a clock.
The
it's just-
skyscraper is shaped like the Dilbo.
Yeah,
Make that
Everything
happen,
is just
guys.
Dilbo shaped.
you're more of like a dog bird type, right? Adam's definitely a Dilbert type.
And the clock,
do you mean
the
type?
arm, the clock is just looks like Dilbo going up Adam's butt, and his arms are the
I would not make myself like
the
this.
arms.
You're not the owner of the company. Ryan's the
That's
president.
what I would do. And I'm just sitting in my office, and you can see the little Dilbo that's in his butt swing around like every 6 hours or whatever, every 60 seconds.
And then back at the motel, Adam's on top of like one story, threatening to commit suicide. And they're like, don't jump, don't jump. And you're just like clutching your $17.
I don't like this. Is like a pretty uncool response to my business proposition. This whole
We're
this
just that's
horse shit
how
that you guys are
that's
doing.
how it always plays out.
I,
Coen
I come
Brothers
to you-
esque.
I
It's
come to
Coen
you with
Brothers
a
esque.
business idea, a proposition fully laid out, and you guys are fucking just saying
That's
talking about my
business.
dildo going on my ass.
First
on
of
a
all, you
podcast.
disturb me with your disgusting idea. And
Excuse me.
I'm just sickened by you.
What's disgusting about it? People use dildos. It's not that you don't have to be such a prude.
But why Dilbert?
That's just because it doesn't exist yet.
Because it's
And
in
nobody's
the
had
press.
this
It's
idea.
in the because he got arrested or he got canceled for being racist. So you're like, I think I need to get in this Dilbert business.
Yeah,
It's
let's bring it.
Dilbert's about to pop. You can tell.
The Dilbert bubble is about to.
You guys, again, you don't have business.
It's about the
instincts.
rock. It's about the moon. Dilbert's about the moon. You know, get your Dilbert coin.
Mm,
Dilbo in NFT.
hell yeah.
Ooh,
That was
Can you get
nice.
the Dilbo in different
That's a
outfits?
good idea, Ryan. Damn. You should be able to.
accessorize.
I agree.
Well, it doesn't matter. I own 87%. So
I don't like that. Are you
It's
sure
just
I
a doll.
agreed to
Are you
this?
saying it's just a doll you stick up your butt?
No, it's like silicone.
yeah, pretty much a
It's
Dilbo.
shaped for pleasure,
So
but
like,
while retaining the look of Dilbert.
there's like
Well,
this
you can
leather
like get
guy.
shoes for it. You can get little
Hold on.
pants.
There's like this leather guy who's like has his own sex shop, and he's like he's like a bear, and he's all got like a leather vest on, and like a cap and a big beard, and he's like set up his new dildo display, and no one's buying it, and he's just getting like antsy, and he's like walking back and forth, and then he cuts the price, and no one buys it, so then he takes the whole box of dildos and throws it in the back alley. And then these like little girls walk up to them and they're like, hey, like these are pretty cool. Like we could put clothes on them and like outfits. And they
I don't
just
think
turn,
we should.
they just
And that's
become
how
the
the
first,
idea comes.
they just become the first action figure, but it's just all these little kids playing with dildos.
Okay.
don't
Yeah,
realize
that's a
it.
cute idea.
Be ironic, be funny. Ties
Could
in
be.
with the movie.
Nice
Make
work,
it rated
William.
PG.
You've done it. You did it again, William.
What if your kid's like favorite toy was a dildo and you just like, you're like, stop it, stop. And you just like throw it in the garbage. And then like the next
But he's
day,
already attached.
the kid has it again. You're just like, stop.
Yeah,
They
that's a
want to
Dilbo.
sleep with it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
you're
the
like, oh my
Dilbo.
god.
It's the only thing that makes him sleep.
He discovers your dildo,
Yeah.
and then is like, and then you have to go along with it because you can't be like, hey, no, this is Dad's. And he's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Kid takes it to
He's like, what do you mean
show
it's
and tell.
Dad's? Yeah,
Oh,
Takes
boy.
it on the
It
plane.
becomes this whole.
It says security dildo.
Mm.
Or so a security blanket.
I love it when you read those stories that are like 2 paragraphs long and they're like, 6-year-old brought a gun to show and tell. And you're just like, damn,
Oh, yeah,
I would
like
love to know
it's an
more about this
image.
story. This should have like, I want to know everything about this story.
Yeah, a news article that's just an image,
Just
or like
everything.
a picture of the headline.
Who's the parents? Tell me everything about it.
Yeah, totally.
We should get Ann
What the
Archer
fuck?
on
My
that.
My
you
cat
know?
was my black cat was sitting in this dark shed staring at me, and I don't know for how long. I just noticed that he was there.
It's looking to kill you.
It's creepy. Sounds like big eyes in the lens.
Well, what did we learn? What's the lesson? You know, I'd say the lesson is this: if you invent something, make sure you own the character that you just steal.
At least to own that 87%. Don't give that up.
See, I disagree.
That
I
was my
say
first blunder.
Turn the
That's what
subtitles
man.
on when you watch a movie, maybe.
Yeah.
if you invent something,
Have the volume on at least.
I disagree. I disagree, William, with your
I mean,
the first thing you said. Because if you have a great idea and you wrote it down on a napkin at a diner, you should. And this movie is proof that you should just show everybody at every time. You don't need a patent. You don't need to own it. Just show
Always be
everybody your
selling.
idea.
Always be selling.
Oh, just show it to them. Yeah. Social security number, stuff like that. Just show people.
People want to see that stuff.
And trust big business, big toy business.
I didn't want to hear about Adam's invention, but he told me about it.
I mean, I was trying to I was like presenting you with a business.
This is a bit he's been
Opportunity.
doing for days, by the way.
That's
So,
not a.
It's not a bit.
I
He's
mean,
like, if there is,
It's
there's
pretty
no
rude,
light in
honestly.
it. No light in his shed.
It's kind of rude.
But if you turn the light on in his shed, there's like red strings and all these like crazy sketches of a Dilbo
like
and all the
blueprints
prototypes and
stuff,
just like
yeah.
shit and poop everywhere.
Ew.
What? No, what is that part?
Because you're doing
Gross.
test runs.
Oh, right. Right.
He's doing test runs of the Dilbo.
Well, it's work. I'm doing work. I'm working. That's what I yell at my wife when she's like, "What are you doing?"
The shit. I gotta go to work.
I'm working. Leave me alone.
Go shove a Dilbo up your ass.
Watch. You watch. You're gonna be like listening to this podcast for like the rest of your life. This episode, William, being like, "Fuck, I've ruined.
We're gonna hear you
chance
on
at
Joe
life.
Rogan.
I like being rich.
You're gonna be on like Joe Rogan talking about how you invented it and where the idea came. You're gonna be on Oprah. You're gonna change the world. Cover a Time magazine.
Married
Just
to
saying.
Nicole Smith.
I offered it, and you guys declined. In the
I'm
business sense,
87%.
Orion is all in.
I don't have the vision.
Yeah,
I see you out in the woods. You know, your life is ruined. Everything is in disarray. You're fleeing from the police. I just see bad. I see bad vibes from this kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, you don't have let's say you don't have the vision and leave it at that. You don't have a business.
I have the vision of horror.
You can't see it.
And pain.
Yeah, that's your own that's that's where you're gonna be like, fuck, that was holding me back my whole life from like achieving,
That's
what you'll think about later.
Quit watching Max Payne. That's a scary movie.
Dude. That's a good film.
It's pretty scary.
It's very dark.
Like your the next Zoom window, it's just pitch black.
I got a light on. I don't know what's going on. Maybe that should be the next film we do.
Your Zoom window. Max Payne.
Come on.
I can't hear you. It's mumbling like a psychopath in a dirty shed.
What? Come on,
like mumble rapper.
Let's be civil, okay? If at least.
I'm getting bad vibes from you lately. No offense. You're in pitch black, darkness.
Bad vibes.
It's just he doesn't have a vision for how cool my life actually
Yeah, William,
is.
I'm sorry. As president and owner of 87% of the stocks, you're not a good fit for the Dilbo Industries.
I don't want to work there. I don't want to be involved.
Okay, we don't
well,
want.
I'm saying you're not even you're not even welcome, even if you wanted to be involved.
Yeah, you're thinking too small, and that we don't have time for that at Dilbo Industries.
Yeah, I'm over here moving and shaking, talking about putting little sunglasses on them somehow. That just came up with that.
Yeah,
I've been recording this whole conversation. I've been recording this whole conversation. I will release it to the public.
I've been recording it too on my end. I'm going to release it right now, live.
I think we get the idea out, and we'll set up a website that'll be very quick. Collect orders.
You're saying we got to get it out? Is it still in your butt? I'm saying once the ambulance gets here and removes the prototype Dilbo,
it's part of
we'll make a smaller version, and
it's part of the development process. Is sometimes you have a dildo you can't get out of your butt.
Did you start big, or did you start little and got bigger?
No. I'm an ambitious man, but that's a little.
You do business
smart.
like
I'm
you
smart.
Do business like Dilber.
What's our ratings?
Dilbear.
This movie was good.
Steven Dilbear.
I love this movie. I gave it 4.5 stars. It's one of my childhood favorites.
That's sweet.
I'd probably go 3.5. It was really good.
Yeah, I would say 3.5 as well.
Yeah, right, Adam. You can't say you like it now.
I did like it. I liked a lot of the scenes and stuff, but it was just like I felt like it was a very flawed movie because of.
Well, then give it a bad rating.
But I don't know. I liked. It's still better than most of the movies that were coming out.
If you don't like it, it's okay. Give it a low rating.
But I did like it.
I mean, visually, it's striking. So even if you don't know what's going on,
it's like it's kind of like a Kids in the Hall sketch. Or it's kind of like Brazil or like a Kids in the Hall sketch, where it's very like
Brain Candy.
Yeah, it has Brain Candy is like parts of this movie or parts of Brain Candy.
It's definitely influenced Kids in the Hall. There's a Kids in the Hall sketch with Dave Foley where he's at an office and he's like, "I'm a businessman. I'm working. And he even does the 2 phone gag that Paul Newman does, and he or is it Bruce McCullough? And then his heart stops and he rips his heart out. He pours coffee on it and sticks it back in his chest. It's very funny, but it does feel like a more exaggerated.
Mm-hmm.
version of this movie.
Business humor.
Business humor, you know. Metropolis.
That's just biz.
There's some Metropolis influence.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, it's a silent movie from the 20s.
I watched it fast forward.
You just can't.
Jeez.
They always got to do something with it. This one was too loud, so there you had no volume. That one doesn't have any volume, so you watched it fast.
Yeah.
You might think you have Final Cut if you're a filmmaker. Adam Bowers has Final Cut every time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm in full control
Yeah,
of my
it's-
audio visual experience.
This is the future of cinema. You know,
Mhm.
everything is
What,
on
volume
demand.
buttons.
Cool guys like me get to
Just fast forward through a movie
skip around.
and then be like 3.5
Sucked.
stars. I really enjoyed
I'm
that.
ranking.
I really enjoyed
I
that.
did. I
Just
did.
feel like
A little loud.
It's like raping a woman then asking her out on a second date. No offense,
He's-
but it's just
Thought we
like
really- I thought we really had a connection.
yeah, you've completely violated me. That was awful. That could be a Kids Novel sketch, honestly. I could see that. But anyway, hey, you know,
Adam probably would watch
You-
it with no screen,
that's my next step.
max volume. Just
Or
try and
just-
watch a movie.
Just kind of run my
Is-
fingers over the DVD
Is there any-
case.
Is there any movies out there that is
Adam just like in his apartment, just like he's got like music playing, you know, there's like strobe lights, there's like all these like wacky things going on. There's like a movie playing. It's like, man, I don't know what the hell's going on in this movie. This movie is
this is
movie's
hard
fucked up.
to focus on.
Movie sucks.
Just chasing a laser light that's meant for the cats.
the cat has a laser light. And Adam's like running around.
Dude.
Look,
3 out of 5. 3.5. I mean,
hey, it's a funny movie. It gets a little dumb at the end with the townspeople chasing him. He's gone crazy.
It is one of those movies
yeah,
that
that was a little wild.
it's a
Oh, we
it's
didn't even
like-
talk about the most insane part of the movie, which is the
The
ending
cherub?
where the angel shows up.
yeah.
That's a big swing. I assumed that would be the thing that bothered most people. It's just like,
yeah,
how
that was
does
weird.
I kind of appreciate that stuff, honestly.
Yeah, me
Go
too.
weird, you know.
And I'm trying to make sense of it. One thing I noticed is that all the inventions have like defy gravity, but
Oh yeah.
the hula hoop, the straw, the frisbee, but watching it again, it's just about the clock. There's nothing about gravity. It's just, well, there is a scientist who says like if we stop spinning around the sun, gravity wouldn't work and the hula hoop wouldn't work, or the hula hoop works like gravity. So I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a weird thing to have in a movie. It's just an angel shows up and it's like, hey,
It was
remember
the
that?
old boss too, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I guess that's part of that pastiche, like It's a Wonderful Life and shit. Miracle on 34th Street, or any movie where a guy goes to heaven. They're like, you're not supposed to be dead yet, sir. Really?
Yeah, but did he die? I bet he died.
Oh, in real life, or like in the movie,
Like in the
actual
movie, yeah, he
events,
actually died. And then that
That's
was
cool.
just his last
I'm a
final
Breaking
little
Bad.
trip.
sort of thing.
That happens in Brazil. He like escapes and everything's good, and then it cuts to him just like lobotomized, and the whole thing was just a dream. That he never got away.
Mhm.
It'd be cool in this movie if it just cut to the ending and it's like, but actually, and then you see Tim Robbins just like hit the ground and just splatter
Just
and explode.
gory.
Yeah, slow motion.
Landed
head
on some kid.
That would be a pretty sick ass way to end the movie.
on Jim Truefoss. He's like, "Ah, geez, buddy, that's disgusting. Ah, got all over my wife's boobs," and he's just like wiping her large
Okay,
breasts.
all right, okay. When do the credits roll?
Well, yeah,
Let's see
Ryan
what-
comes
let's see what
out
happens.
just like in a bathrobe. He's like, "Come on, guys, Roll the credits.
Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
This yada yada is dumb. And then the credits start playing, and then it starts fast forwarding. And we zoom out and we see it's Adam. Just like
Getting final edit.
fast forwarding through the movie. Yeah. The
We
final
just-
editor.
So this is the end of Jesus, the rapist. This is how it ends.
Jesus the
Yeah.
Rapist, yes.
Well,
That's a
it
good
just
title. That's a really good title.
I feel like it would make it
It's-
harder for people to be mad at the movie if it ended in a way that didn't make any sense like that.
No,
I
Jesus
just imagine
lives
like a Mexican guy winning an Oscar for Jesus the Rapist. He's like, oh, geez, I just want to thank. I almost gave up on this business, but I'm so happy. I stuck with it. I am here tonight with Steven Spielberg.
And buy our merch. Go buy the action figures. Kids running around. Jesus the
That'd be cool
rapist.
if
Action
Oscar
figure.
people when they were accepting Oscar said that stuff more too. Just buy our merch.
Henry Cavill plays Jesus though.
What's up, bitch? Go on my website, get my pharmaceuticals, my dildos, my merch, my
Dilbos.
NFTs, my dilbos.
Yeah, it's Dilbo. It's very specific.
And then now they actually make them because they're popular from the movie. Adam, I think this is my idea now. Because it got made up within the movie pitch that
This is getting
I want another
Legally
3%, 90%
tricky.
now.
yeah.
I'm
I
up
feel
to
like
90.
my legal defense is crumbling right now.
Thin ice, buddy. Now go get me a coffee.
Yes, sir.
I used to believe in your dildos.
Yeah, well, actually, I thought your Dilbo idea was stupid, and I thought you were an imbecile.
Oh,
But these things are magnificent.
Yeah,
only
Ryan,
kinda
you got
half
the gift of-
following that. What you guys
you
are
get the gift
saying.
of gab. You get the gift of gab, Ryan.
And then she storms out and walks away.
Just
And she's
slapping a
got
dildo out of his
A
ass.
Dilbo. Slaps it out of the big guy's ass.
Dilbo.
Yeah, you can play that guy, the bodyguard.
We can kind of
guy.
do like a Spider-Man
William.
thing with this, where you can own the rights to the movie, Ryan, and I'll own the rights to all the merchandise. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
you're
I
just selling the
don't
movie
even-
Marvel
rights.
thing.
You're selling the movie rights. Not a big. That's a good business decision. Scott Adams would sell the movie rights, of course. We're tech releasing them. You'll get it back eventually. But Ryan definitely did not know about this. But Adam, you saw the Warren Beatty dressed up as Dick Tracy on AMC. So every
I
like
didn't see it, but I heard about.
so like every 13 years, Warren Beatty dresses up like Dick Tracy and does like a Dick Tracy special to retain the character rights.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know it was for that reason.
And so imagine if Adam is just like, I've bought airtime on TV tonight to retain the rights to Dilbert.
He shoves a Dilbo up his ass every 13 years.
Emotion with no emotion.
There's like an audience
Because it's a business thing.
of just like disgusted. Like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
half the people are more like 75% are just like, ugh.
God, getting
But there's
out of
like-
here.
But they're all in like
walking out.
business suits. It's my executive
Mhm.
board, really. It's like a bunch of old white men in business suits.
And eventually you're like 88 years old and they wheel your ass out there every 13 years still.
I don't understand why I need to put the dildo in my ass.
We don't
invented
either.
a dildo.
You're also the one that made this patent up where you have
I
to do that
invented it
every
to become
13 years.
rich, not to have a dildo.
Well, you made all that part up, so we don't know. Nobody knows why you keep doing this.
Yeah, we want you to stop. You won't stop.
I'll never stop getting rich. Okay.
No, shoving the
That's not
dildo up your butt, the dildo. The entire crowd is like, you pay your employees to come watch you do that every 13 years.
There's no need for this
Mm,
product.
Kind of like
There
a
is
Steve
no
Jobs
desi-
sort of thing.
There's no desire in the world. No one wants this, but you. There is no
There's
customer.
people want this. People buy this, of course. Are you kidding
Who?
me? All right, this is Look,
Take
we've
it to
already said too
Funko
much
Pop.
about this.
Take it to Funko Pop.
Yeah, yeah. The Funko Pop crowd would. It's kind of an adjacent Funko adjacent.
Erotic,
Mhm.
erotic Funko Pops.
Yeah, yeah. Dude,
No, but just the Dilbo.
the Dilbo can be the first one. We can do a whole line.
Sesame Street.
Ryan, come on. This is.
Think Beaker.
Oh, right. All the Dilbert shaped characters.
Ernie.
Everybody has to be relatively kind of close to like the shape of a dildo.
Snuffleupagus.
Oh, just the nose, you're saying?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God.
What a life-size Dilbert
Oh my
love
God.
doll.
You fucking Dilbert.
Yeah, life-size.
And it's an AI, so it's getting
Be
smarter.
awesome.
Did I tell you I watched
All
Megan?
right, that's another million. That's $1 million idea too.
Oh, you watch Megan?
Mm-hmm. It's like that, but with this doll.
Yeah.
A real doll Megan would be a funny movie.
Right.
I think I saw that
Real Dilbert.
on Pornhub.
Like Lars and the Real Girl, but it's a horror movie.
Lars and the Real Dilbert.
And it's
And
just a
it's a
big
guy.
Dilbo.
And the town goes along with it because there's like he's a really nice guy, but he's a little off. He needs a
He loves his
girlfriend.
Dilbo.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? All right,
That's
Adam, you
what I'm
sold me.
saying.
I want to get in on this business.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, and we can
I'll give you 9%, William.
we'll
I'm
work
already
on the
at 90.
Dilbert fuck doll too. We can like expand too. You know what I'm saying? This is just the beginning.
I just never
Um,
realized you were such a big Dilbert fan.
I'm not. It's business. I'm a businessman.
He's a new
That's what
fan.
I'm saying. Yeah, I'm a new fan now.
He's like, I didn't know Dilbert was edgy, like, and thought the same way as me. So that's why he's getting
Right.
into it now.
Yeah, I've gotten into Dilbert recently. It's funny. It's good. It's really a lot of truth.
He says the things we're all thinking, but he
Yeah.
says it out loud.
In an office,
Thank God there's voices,
like him and
voices.
Alex Jones.
Mhm. People speaking truth to power, like Dilbert.
What about an Alex Jones shaped butt plug?
Be like an egg.
Yeah, an Alex Jones vibrating egg.
Oh,
He's vibrating because he's like really worked up about it.
yeah, and
In a rant.
he's just yelling about shit. There's like a
Yeah.
voice
Talking
feature.
thing. Yeah. Any of these things can talk also.
All right, I gotta go.
Just some thoughts. All right. What's our next movie?
I was thinking
All right.
Butcher Boy.
Okay.
Everybody
That's
loves
scary?
the Butcher Boy, right?
Okay.
Oh yeah, Adam, you're gonna love it. Really easy to follow. Definitely keep the
Dude.
subtitles on for that one. It's
The
it's
volume
It's
volume
scary.
sensitive viewer.
it's not scary. It's like a funny comedy.
But it is like a horror, gore.
No, it's a coming of age film.
Okay.
Oh,
It's
Let's
like
do
a
it.
kid growing up in Ireland. I mean, his dad's like an alcoholic.
Yeah, this is gonna
Sounds
sound like I'm gonna
tight.
need some subtitles.
Yeah,
oi.
All right.
that's
Well, we
it.
did it.